Hello, this is my what's in your pack after 1,000 miles on the AT, and I'll just start digging stuff out. And this, of course, is a summer configuration because I just came off the trail. All right, and this is packed on the top. Obviously, if it was a rainy day, this would be packed down in the compactor bag to stay dry. Just a fleece. Actually got that Gatlinburg at the outfitter there. And no special order other than this is the way it's packed. This is kind of a cooking kit, and all I do is boil water. Never cook anything in this except boiled water. It's your standard jet boil. I don't have the gas canister here because I couldn't fly it home, so I had to leave it. So it's just a standard jet boil, and then I just keep this to protect the burner, and then I just slide that in there, and then the smaller canisters of gas just fit in there very neatly, and it backs up real nice. When I go back, and I'm going to go back here to the trail in a couple weeks, I am going to get a pocket rocket and a little small pot, and I'm not going to take this. So if I did this same what's in my pack next month, this wouldn't be in there. Okay, it's just a tent. It's just a big Agnes Fly Creek too. Not a bad tent. I think they're like 2¼ pounds, so it's not real bad. I mean, to get something, and I carry it in a Sea Summit dry sack. And the reason I do that is because I don't like when your tent's wet. I don't like the wet tent getting everything in my pack wet. And then plus, if water's really far away, I use this bag to go get water. Meaning I put platypuses and the water bottles in here. That way you can carry them down. Because everybody knows the water sources are always downhill. Sometimes they're steep and slippery, and usually a lot of times by the time I get water, I'm wearing sandals. So it just makes it real easy to carry. Or easier. And then this is just attached. This is the backpack cover. It's just actually got attached to the backpack, and it's just a Z-Pack's back cover. Works fine. Next thing is a electronics bag, and if it was going to be rainy, I'd have this down in the compactor bag to stay dry. And what's in here? There's a lot of junk in here. I wear glasses and readers, and so I just put them in just something really light. Just put them in this little bag, and I have both a pair of glasses and readers in here. I just put them in little this styrofoam, this little packing material, which just keeps them from getting scratched up. So that's glasses. Just your standard charger for an iPhone. Also charger for the headlamp. Sunglasses. This is a battery pack. I had a bigger one of these. This is a I think it's around, hold on. This will work fine. And I don't use these when I'm on the trail because if it's light out, I don't need the readers. But if it's dark, like it is in here, then I need them. This is a 1360. I don't know, what is that, milliamps or something? And I used to have a 22 Anchor. This is just one I bought at it's called TextLink. Just bought this at Target, and it's just a lot lighter. Like, even though it's half the size of the Anchor, it's only a third of the weight. The Anchor was like a brick. So that's charging, and I can get usually 5 or 6 charges out of that. I use an iPhone to take video, plus I turn I put it on airplane mode during the day so it doesn't ping the towers and run the battery down. Just your regular charger plug. I use the big one because it charges a lot faster, and sometimes that's important because sometimes you don't get a lot of time to charge your stuff. So having a bigger one is better, twice as fast. And then this is I think this is Who made this? Oh, this is the PETZL. It's got a rechargeable battery in there, and you recharge it with, just with your regular iPhone stuff. And that's the charger cord, and that works both for the headlamp and the battery pack. And then standard earbuds. I listen to mostly books, audio books. So I do listen to a lot of. I guess really I listen to a lot of music at night, and then audio books when I'm hiking. And this is like a little tripod that holds your camera, which I don't ever use. Everybody has to have a knife, and this is the size knife you should have, not one of those Crocodile Dundee 400-pound knives. Is all you need. And then this is just a just memory. I think this is a SanDisk, and I don't know how much this is, but it just plugs into my iPhone, and it backs it up. And this is like a smart water bottle cap. I always carry one extra because I have a tendency sometimes to lose them, drop them, something happens to them, and I end up without one, and so this is the extra one. Plus I use the sports caps on them, which I'll show you later, and sometimes they break, so this is a good backup for when they break. Tent poles for the Big Agnes. Try to do this faster. It's just a Ziploc quart bag, toilet paper, and I carry those wet ones, wash hands and that kind of stuff. Because I wear contacts, so let's see. For the last month I've been wearing daily wear disposables. It's a lot of extra weight because you can see the bag's pretty big, and that's probably a week and a half worth of contacts. But it's the extra weight's worth it because it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. It's cleaner. Not as much stuff to mess around with. Don't have to worry about washing contacts. Just wear them once and get rid of them. Let's see. Oh yeah, for people that ask about contacts, I've worn them for 1,000 miles and worn them every day and never had a problem. Just have to be careful about how you clean. And I'll talk a little bit about that. This is just dirty clothes. I'll talk about what's in there. I'm not going to open that up because that stinks. That's a shirt, underwear, socks, and they're stinky. Okay. And this is just sort of a general purpose bag. You see I put everything in Ziploc bags because they're just lighter. One set of backup batteries, thermometer with a compass on it. There's nail clippers in here and tweezers. Tweezers obviously for tips. This is the patch stuff for your for a sleeping pad. I did have bug spray, but I ran out of bug spray here about a week or so ago, so I don't have any more bug spray. So hopefully get some more. This is just Band-Aids and some Neosporin. There's not very many Band-Aids in there. I usually carry a lot more, but I'm ready to resupply them. It's just some drugs. And so I just carry it in a regular Ziploc bag. It works out real nice. Let's see. And then this is just a little mirror. I'll pull it up. This is just a little mirror and contact stuff. That's all I carry, and that's enough with the. I used to carry 2 bottles when I was wearing contacts that I'd wear for 2 weeks, but with the daily ones I just use that, and this is half full, so I just use this really for rinsing off my fingers. I'll clean them off with sanitizer, wipe them down with a wipe, and then just squirrel the lint off with these, and I can handle the contacts, and I'm usually pretty good. And then a mirror. So if you're wearing contacts, you can do it. And I've done it successfully. This is an empty food bag, obviously, because when I came in, pretty much try to get your food so we're not coming to town with lots of food. Toothbrush, toothpaste is gone. Need more toothpaste. I'll talk about this in a second. This is what I normally eat. I'll normally eat a ramen for lunch and a ramen for dinner, and it makes it really easy to to do your resupply, because you just figure how many days you're going to be out, and I get 2 of these for each day. I have 2 left. That would be a day's worth of ramen. And I carry just a bottle of like hot sauce to spice stuff up, because you know it's all bland. And these are just these little crystal light cherry drink mixes, just to spice up the water. I find that particularly in the evening, at night, I'll drink more water if I put something in. During the daytime, it doesn't really matter. I'll just guzzle the water because I'm thirsty, but I don't drink as much water at night. But if I put like this lemonade or cherry or whatever in there, I have a tendency to drink a lot more. And then plus I hate the taste of like Propel, and so I'll also carry Propel, and I'll put Propel in, plus like let's say a lemonade, and it doesn't taste so bad. It tastes more like lemon than that crappy Propel. And there's my other bottle of I carry 2 of these, and I carry 2. Not that I need 2 when I'm hiking, but you know the smallest bottle I can actually buy for resupply is pretty good size. So if I only carry 1, then you buy a bottle this big, and I fill this, and then I have a big bottle to throw away. So I have 2 of them, so I use more of it. Those are just these are just Ziploc, freezer Ziploc bags. And what I do is, oh, there's a spoon. Everybody has to have a spoon. What I do is, this is just a bag from Mountain House. And what I did is I actually dumped the stuff out of it and cleaned it out, so it's clean. So it's a clean Mountain House bag, you know, for making rehydrating food. And then what I do is I just take a freezer bag and put it in here, and then put the ramen in here plus the spicy stuff in here, and then I just put boiling water in, which I boil obviously with the jet boil. Close it up, and you can turn this back in, and then just close that up. And then as I'm setting up my tent, I just set this down and let it set for a while. And it's already, you know, set up so it has a base so it won't fall over, and just let it hydrate. Works out really well. What I like about that is that you don't have to. I've never cleaned my jet boil because I don't do anything but boil water in it. Just some tea I grabbed from one of the. Oh, bear bag and rope. No, just bear bag and rope. Oh, and the other thing is, so what I typically, these come in about 6 different flavors. So here's my diet. 1 of these for dinner, one of these for dinner, 1 of these for lunch. So this would be the lunch dinner combination plus, you know, and then I'll also eat 1 of these for breakfast, and then I'll supplement it with something like some kind of breakfast type bar thing. And if I'm the other thing I do is I also have like a instant potatoes. So for dinner it would be instant potatoes, this and this, and then for lunch it would be 1 of these and 1 of these, and then for breakfast it'd be 1 of these and then some kind of breakfast type bar. And I also, when I get a hold of them, I keep extra of these sports caps because they break, and I like them. But so that's the food stuff. And there's our delicious rehydrated food. I'll put that stuff away later. The other thing is, oh, these are just a cheap pair of sandals I bought at Walmart for like $5. And that's nice because you just buy a new one and then throw the old ones away. This is a rain jacket. It's a Columbia, and everybody knows these are worthless in the rain because they just get kind of soaky and it's like wearing a wet blanket. But they're great for wearing around camp at night if it's raining, or this and this in combination in the summertime is all you need for a jacket. So no puppy. So I sent my puppy home. Let's see. And then I'll do clothes at the end. This is just a pillow, and this is just a tiny flashlight I use in my tent at night. That's all I use. That's just 1 of these little blow-up pillows. I don't know how people can live without those. Oh, and I have a buff, and I wrap the clean buff around the pillow, because it's a lot better than, it kind of gives you like you have a, more like a pillow with a pillowcase than just putting your head on this thing. So I like that a lot. And the buff is in the, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. This is a summer bag, it's a 50 degree seat of Summit. I have a 12 degree winter bag, which I don't have with me now. I guess I'd call this my only luxury item. It's a, and I really like this thing a lot. It is a, it's just, this isn't the original bag, this is just a half of a compactor bag. But what makes this thing work is it has this little nozzle on here. And you put this on your sleeping pad, and it doesn't look like it works, but it does. You just fill it up with air, and then you just squeeze the air in the bag, and then you have to blow it up. Because sometimes at night when I've been climbing all day and you know, puffing and puffing and panting, and when I get in, I just don't want to, you know, blow up one of these. And this is just your standard, this is the standard full length Neo Air, you know, it's the one that weighs about 9/10 of an ounce or something like that, or, you know, 11 ounces or something like that. And this is just the buff that I use for all kinds of stuff. You can use this as a towel to dry yourself off if you're taking a shower where there's no towels. Plus you can put it, I usually just put it around my pillow to make it more comfortable. And I always carry like a piece of cord, and I use that like for like when you're getting to camp or get somewhere and you want to hang up all your wet stuff. That's a good way to just keep this to hang it up. And this is just your standard compactor bag everybody uses. If it was raining, I would put a lot more stuff in there, but if it's a day when it's not raining, I just basically put the sleep stuff in there and clothes. The other weird thing I have is I have this, and I use this for a lot of things. Like for example, if you're stopping for lunch or something and there's no place to sit, like not a comfortable log or a rock, and you're going to be sitting in dirt and heavy grass or something where the bugs just probably just lay it out and I sit on it, you know, lay it down, lean against my backpack and eat my lunch. Also, a lot of times when it's really hot, it's too hot to get in your sleeping bag, but you get a little chilled. You just put this over you and it's pretty good. But sometimes when there's a little short rain, I would just put it over my head and sit in the rain. And then the other thing is they're cheap. It's just a little space blanket. It's like $4, $3 or something. I just, when it starts to get ugly looking, I just throw it away. And next to my Walmart, I just throw it away and get a new one. I think that is everything in there. And then what I carry is, I carry 2 smart water bottles. This is 700 milliliter, which is the one I kind of drink out of, and then this is kind of the backup, which is a liter. And that's primarily all I use for water. And depending on how far apart the water source is, I might fill both of these, or maybe fill this one and half of this one. And then days when I'm not paying attention, I'll just fill them both and worry about water later. And then I have a Sawyer squeeze here. Sawyer squeeze. And then I also have the standard Sawyer squeeze bag. And then I have a 2-liter platypus. And why I have that is every once in a while you'll get somewhere where the water source is really far away, and you know, like maybe 3/10, 4/10 of a mile. So I don't want to go down and get water at night and then turn around and have to go get water in the morning before I start hiking. So when I go down, if the water source is real far away, I have this 2-liter platypus, which I can fill up along with the bottles and stuff, and then you know, just leave the platypus sitting next to my tent in the morning and just fill the bottles up and take off hiking. The other thing is sometimes if it's a real steep downhill to get to water, sometimes it's a pain in the butt to go down there and filter the water. So what I'll do is I'll just fill this up, and then I'll filter it when I get back, as opposed to down on the side of some creek somewhere. But anyway, that's kind of the water thing I use. Let's see, what else we got here? I think that's, these are just a pair of Coleman rain pants you get at Walmart. I just cut the shorts off. Usually I use the Frog Togs, but when the last pair went south, when I went to replace them, this is all I could find. So this is just basically a pair of rain pants I cut off, and one that's just frog togs I cut off. And what I'll do with these is a couple things. One is, if it's raining, I'll just pull off my shorts and put these on, and that way, well, not these shorts, that way the shorts will stay dry. Because what I really hate is to wear shorts on a wet day, and then the next day you gotta put wet shorts on. But so these, I just put these on, take the shorts off, the next day the shorts I'm wearing, the good shorts, so my hiking shorts are dry. I also sleep in them sometimes if it's really hot. I just lay on top of my sleeping bag, I just put these on and that's it. And then also when you're doing your laundry in a hostel or something, and you only have 2 or 3 pair of underwear, well, and short stuff, well, I'll wear these while I do laundry so I can do all my laundry. So that's so I use those for a lot of things. Okay, and then as I said, if you wear one of these things when it's actually raining, it'll just turn into a wet blanket. And it's not that you're necessarily wet, but it's just like, who wants to, a wet blanket's really uncomfortable. So this is just a $1 poncho, little plastic thing, they're really cheap. When it's actually raining, I just throw one of these things on and wear these when it's raining. And then next time I get to Walmart, I'll buy another one for $1 and I just throw the one I had away, because they don't last long. But it's a real good way to, and when you wear these, you actually stay dry. The water doesn't actually get in on you. I mean, you're gonna have the sweat problem, but with this, you'll end up, this thing will get wet, and then it'll be sopping wet the next morning. So if you had to put this on the next morning, if it was 2 days of rain, you'd be had to throw a wet blanket on the next day. Where this thing, you just sort of shake it out, and it's effectively dry. Okay, that's that. Let me do clothes. And this is, I showed you the buff. This is there's a hiking shirt in here, a pair of underwear, socks, and they stink really, really bad. So we're not gonna open that bag. And this is just a clothing bag / slack pack, and it's just a little tiny thing, but it works out great. Doubles as a clothing bag, so it just crunches down. So it doubles as a clothing bag, and then if you're gonna slack pack, you got yourself a slack pack. Okay. I have 2 pair of shorts, these, and these. This is just a standard pair of hiking pants, and the legs to this are in there. And then I have 3 pair of underwear. Oh, they're all here, so they're underwear there. Like, I carry 3 pair of underwear, 1 long sleeve shirt, and 2 short sleeve shirts. This one and another one that's in that bag of dirty clothes. And then 2 pair of socks. This pair of socks and a pair of socks in that bag. And then this is just, and this thing just folds up into nothing. So it's like just a tiny thing. Standard trekking poles. And then these are a pair of Vascu. I think they're constant velocity. Yeah, constant velocity. I think they have about 600 miles on them, and you can see the heels coming off. The toes have come off, but the toes really came off in the first 50 miles. So even though the toes are off, they've been off the whole time I've had these shoes. The laces held up pretty good. I've had shoes where actually the laces went first. With these, the laces are in good shape. There's no tread on the heels anymore, and there's no tread to toes. In fact, I had a lot of problems with wet rocks, the last couple weeks hiking with these. And I think that's everything that's in my bag. Cool. Later. Oh, this cool hat. That's my hat.